Let's hear from Hackett after the game talking about that fateful 4th and 1 in overtime that ultimately resulted in defeat.
We wanted to win the game. We hadn't moved the ball very well the whole night, and I thought we had a spectacular drive to get all the way down there. It ended up being 4th and 1, and got the go to go for it, and thought that was a good decision. Wanted to put the ball in Russell's hands and called a play that we know that he really likes, and it didn't work out. It was one of those things. The timeout before it was to kind of get a feel for what they were doing, and so the run didn't look as good as we had hoped it would have, and gave us a chance with Russell, and that's all you can ask for in that situation to win the game.
Peter, I got to make a point here before I forget, because it caught my eye and ear when I saw it and heard it last night watching the press conference online. And when Nathaniel Hackett meets with reporters today, and he usually meets with them the day after the game, I hope someone will say to him, last night when you were discussing that final play, you mentioned we got the go-ahead to go for it. Who did you get the go-ahead to go for it from? Who's telling the coach what to do? Is this a Jerry Rossberg?
It's got to be Jerry Rossberg, Mike.
Is it? It's got to be. But the way that he said it, Peter,
yeah,
it's almost like he's abdicated the job. We got the go-ahead to go for it. You have to make that decision, Nathaniel Hackett. And look, Peter, he said he wanted to put the ball in Russell Wilson's hands. Well, what did you see last night that made you decide, let's put the ball in Russell Wilson's hands? And I know they moved the ball well on that drive, but as soon as they got into the red zone, it's been the same old story. The offense goes into a shell. We saw it instantly. They get that big gain into the red zone, and then the first play is a run that goes nowhere, and the second play is sluggish, and it's like here they are back in that same red zone funk that they're constantly in. So you got to call your plays, pick your formations, make your decisions with that in mind. That's what was amazing to me. And they came out, Peter, initially with Russell Wilson under center, and then the Colts take a timeout, and I think they went under center again before the Broncos took a timeout, and then they come out in shotgun, and that was my first thought after the game. If Russell Wilson isn't the running threat he used to be, why are you running that play in shotgun? You're telling the Colts we're passing the ball, which they did. You line up under center, maybe it's Melvin Gordon up the middle for the first down, and then you try to get the touchdown after that. Or maybe it's play action, and somebody springs free from the formation, and they're wide open, and it's a walk-in game winner. I don't know why, given the limitations we've seen of Russell Wilson, and they knew about his shoulder injury, he was in the medical tent at one point last night, and he just hasn't been good. Why do you put the ball in his hands in that moment when he's shown you through 5 games, for whatever reason, it may not be the best idea to put the ball in his hands?
Well, why do you put the ball in his hands to throw it? You know, that 4th and 1 call, I'll say it one more time. Even I would have rather had a designed run by Russell Wilson on that play. I do not want the ball in Melvin Gordon's hands. You know, look, this is the 48th story, you know, today. If I work for the Denver Post, I've got 40 stories to do, but one of them, maybe 38 or 40, is that you simply have to remove Melvin Gordon. You know, he's got to become your emergency player, and you got to play this young kid, Mike Boone, or you get Latavius Murray ready and play him. Even though it didn't count last night, Melvin Gordon fumbled again, and it's just he's run out of chances. That plus the fact he's got no elusiveness, no evasiveness. You know, he's not a starting NFL running back. And I think I look at this right now, and if I am Nathaniel Hackett, you give the players the weekend off, get this stench out of your heads or whatever, and then come back on Monday, and we're going to discuss some changes. The first thing that you want to do is you don't want to be hasty, so you want to be able to think about this. But you talk to Russell Wilson sometime over the weekend, and you tell him that until we get the passing game in shape, you got to start using your legs again. Start calling some designed runs. Run it between 5 and 8 times a game with your quarterback until the defense respects Russell Wilson's legs again, which it doesn't right now because he never uses them. You respect his legs again, and you start to use him as a runner. And then when you have some gaping holes in the secondary, like even though you had last night with KJ Hamler, but either he didn't see it or he got locked on Cortland Sutton, I don't know. But whatever it is, the Denver Broncos have to, right now, with their season going down the tubes, facing a road game, a division road game at the Chargers next week, this is a team right now that has got to realize there's a 4-alarm fire going on in your franchise, and we need to make major changes right now in the way we call the game, in the people who we have on the field, especially also, Mike, where who knows what the injury to Garrett Bowles is right now, but
broken leg, out at least 6 weeks. Broken leg.
Okay. So Mike, now you're, the best guy on your offensive line is out. So it's extremely urgent now that it's the call of the wild in the Rocky Mountains. They have to make major changes, and they got to make them right now.
Oh, and by the way, when we see the Broncos go to the Chargers next week, we all will see that one again if we're inclined to tune in, because that is the Monday night game. The Broncos have in all, Peter, 4 more standalone games on the schedule the rest of the year. The only one that potentially could disappear is a late season Sunday night game against the Chiefs. Other than that, it's the Monday night game. There's an early morning ESPN Plus exclusive game from London, and there's a Christmas game against the Rams coming up for the Denver Broncos. So,
and do you think, Mike, by the way, that the NFL has taken Patrick Mahomes off primetime? I don't think so.
Well, no.
So
it would have to be a very compelling alternative matchup that Fox or CBS would be willing to give up before the NFL would do that. So it probably is going to be 4 for 4 standalone games from the Denver Broncos the rest of the year. I can't help but wonder what the Walmart heirs who bought the Broncos are thinking.
Why
I tweeted
did we
last
rush
night
into this contract?
They feel like they bought Kmart. But, annulment would be a word that they may be thinking. Like, hey, look at that. Look, you can tell. They're like, what in the F did we do? Why? We're on camera, so we have to clap, but there's nothing to clap about tonight. Please take the camera off of us. And look, Nathaniel Hackett is in serious jeopardy here. If they had to make a decision about a second year for Nathaniel Hackett right now, it's an easy decision. The answer is no. What about the buyout? Here's the issue with the buyout. I said this on Dan Patrick's show the other day. In the amount of time we've been talking about this specific subject, Walmart has made enough money to pay for his buyout. The buyout is not the issue. These people are extremely obscenely wealthy, the wealthiest owners in the NFL by billions, by tens of billions. It went from David Tepper as the richest guy at $16 billion net worth to Rob Walton as the richest guy at $70 billion net worth. They snap their fingers and see you later, Nathaniel Hackett. He's got 12 games to get his own reprieve if he can, or he will be done. And people are like, oh, you fire a coach after 1 year? That never happens. It happens far more often than we realize. Because, I don't know, it happens and we forget about it and we move on because they hire a new coach and that's it. But it happens often, and it's going to happen to him, Peter, if he doesn't turn it around. And this is about coloring within the lines now. At some point, you have to accept that Russell Wilson is who he is. And I like your point. You have to issue a mandate to Russell Wilson to run the ball. They got to coach him to run the ball. They got to pick plays and practice plays that have him running the ball. And if it doesn't work, it's on Hackett. Hackett's got to find a way to get more out of Russell Wilson. Sean Payton was on with Colin Cowherd earlier this week. And Payton's a name that's going to loom over the Broncos because he's available. And the Saints were one of the teams that Wilson would have accepted a trade to back in 2021 when Sean Payton was the head coach. But Payton told Colin Cowherd, and I'm paraphrasing here, I'd want to see all the plays in Seattle when he rolls out and uncorks a deep pass down the field, and I'd have my assistants put together every throw he's ever made for a touchdown in the red zone in his career. And we want to make sure that whatever they did in Seattle to allow him to perform that way is in our playbook. Now, even then, I'm not sure it's the same Russell Wilson. Because, there's no decision-making there. Chris Sims has made this point. He's not looking around. He's locking into a decision early and implementing it regardless of what else might be there. You can't be effective, Peter, if you're locking into your first guy, especially if that first guy's covered and you're still going to throw the ball anyway, which I think is the common thread between those two plays we've been focused on. He locked into one guy, didn't look around, and threw the ball no matter what. Whether he should or shouldn't, he just was like, screw it, I'm doing it.
Hey, Mike, did you notice last night, I think you did notice, the Keystone Cops moment of the evening, that the biggest play of the game for the Denver Broncos was made by the back judge in this game. We laugh about it, but it's true, isn't it? Isn't it true? He threw a pass that the back judge got entangled with the DB of Indianapolis, and that allowed two colliding Denver receivers to basically complete this ball. The disaster of that play, just think about it. That play was an abject disaster, okay? And it worked. And the one thing that you do after a play like that is you just thank your lucky stars that somehow it happened. And I still really don't understand how two guys from the same team are in the exact same place. And I definitely don't understand why the back judge is in the middle of the play like that. The ridiculously unathletic back judge to get out of the way. The ball is coming. Get out of the way. That's the biggest play of the game for Denver. The back judge made it. It's just, everything about this game, everything. Even when you succeed, you fail. And that was the Denver Broncos last night.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.